Hello, Red class. It's a kind of a gray and rainy day outside today, so I felt like snuggling up in Owen's bed with my friends, the tiger and the beaver, for our story time today. First, we'll sing our songs. Caterpillars, caterpillars, see how they crawl, see how they crawl. They spin themselves in a chrysalis and go through something called metamorphosis. It's a sight that you wouldn't want to miss when they become butterflies, when they become butterflies. Now, inside of that song is a big science word called metamorphosis. Do you know what that means? It means when something changes from one thing into another. So what happens with our caterpillars? When they go through metamorphosis, they change from caterpillars into butterflies. All right, now get out your caterpillar and your ground. Oh, did you bring your Kleenex? I almost forgot. Here it is. Here's the Kleenex. Put that aside. So now you have your caterpillar and your ground. Fuzzy little caterpillar crawling on the ground. Spin yourself a blanket. There we go. Now our caterpillar is going inside the chrysalis. Hang upside down from the leaf. Spin yourself a blanket, then go fast asleep. Fuzzy little caterpillar wakes up by and by. Okay, wiggle out of your chrysalis. And put on your wings. Now you have two pretty wings, and you're a butterfly. I had such a hard time picking out a story for today. There were so many to choose from. And you know, I still don't have any books about butterflies at my house. So I thought we'll just read another book about a dog. I really wanted to read this book to you at preschool and we never got to it. So now I get to read to you today. It's called Officer Buckle and Gloria by Peggy Rathman. Which one do you think is Officer Buckle and which one is Gloria? Let's find out. Officer Buckle knew more safety tips than anyone else in Knappville. Every time he thought of a new one, he thumbtacked it to his bulletin board. Safety tip number 77, never stand on a swivel chair. Officer Buckle shared his safety tips with the students at Knappville School. Nobody ever listened. Sometimes there was snoring. Afterwards, it was business as usual. Mrs. Topple, the principal, took down the welcome banner. What is she doing? Never stand on a swivel chair, said Officer Buckle, but Mrs. Topple didn't hear him. Then one day, Knappville's police department bought a police dog named Gloria. When it was time for Officer Buckle to give the safety speech at the school, Gloria went along. Children, this is Gloria, announced Officer Buckle. Gloria obeys my commands. Gloria, sit. And Gloria sat. Officer Buckle gave safety tip number 1. Keep your shoelaces tied. The children sat up and stared. Officer Buckle checked to see if Gloria was sitting at attention. She was. Safety tip number 2, said Officer Buckle. Always wipe up spills before someone slips and falls. The children's eyes popped. Why are the children paying so much attention now? Do you see what's happening? Officer Buckle checked on Gloria again. Good dog, he said. Officer Buckle thought of a safety tip he had delivered that morning. Never leave a thumbtack where you might sit on it. The audience roared. Officer Buckle grinned. He said the rest of the tips with plenty of expression. The children clapped their hands and cheered. Some of them laughed until they cried. Officer Buckle was surprised. He had never noticed how funny safety tips could be. After this safety speech, there wasn't a single accident. The next day, an enormous envelope arrived at the police station. It was stuffed with thank you letters from the students at Knappville School. Every letter had a drawing of Gloria on it. Officer Buckle thought the drawing showed a lot of imagination. Look at all those silly poses that Gloria's doing. Officer Buckle knows that Gloria was just sitting at attention right behind him during his speech, right? His favorite letter was written on a star-shaped piece of paper. It said, "You and Gloria make a good team. Your friend, Claire. P.S. I always wear a crash helmet." Safety tip number 7. Officer Buckle was thumbtacking Claire's letter to his bulletin board when the phone started ringing. Grade schools, high schools, and daycare centers were calling about the safety speech. "Officer Buckle," they said, "our students want to hear your safety tips, and please bring along that police dog." Officer Buckle told his safety tips to 313 schools. Everywhere he and Gloria went, children sat up and listened. At every speech, Officer Buckle took Gloria out for ice cream. Officer Buckle loved having a buddy. Then one day, a television news team videotaped Officer Buckle in the State College auditorium. When he finished safety tip number 99, do not go swimming during electrical storms, the students jumped to their feet and applauded. "Bravo, bravo," they cheered. Officer Buckle bowed again and again. That night, Officer Buckle watched himself on the 10 o'clock news. Look at his pajamas, they have stop signs on them. What do you think he's seeing on the television that he's never seen before? He can see Gloria is doing tricks. The next day, the principal of Knappville School telephoned the police station. "Good morning, Officer Buckle. It's time for our safety speech." Officer Buckle frowned. "I'm not giving any more speeches. Nobody looks at me anyway." "Oh," said Mrs. Topple. "Well, how about Gloria? Could she come?" Someone else from the police station gave Gloria a ride to the school. Gloria sat on stage looking lonely. Then she fell asleep. So did the audience. After Gloria left, Knappville School had its biggest accident ever. It started with a puddle of banana pudding. Splat, splatter, sploosh. Everyone slid smack into Mrs. Topple, who screamed. She's standing on a swivel chair. And let go of her hammer. The next morning, a pile of letters arrived at the police station. Every letter had a drawing of the accident. Officer Buckle was shocked. At the bottom of the pile was a note written on a paper star. Oh, remember he got one of those before. Officer Buckle smiled. The note said, "Gloria missed you yesterday. Your friend Claire. P.S. Don't worry, I was wearing my helmet." Safety tip number 7. Can you see in the drawing that there's a hammer that bounced off her helmet during the big accident? Good thing she was wearing that. Gloria gave Officer Buckle a big kiss on the nose. Officer Buckle gave Gloria a nice pat on the back. Then Officer Buckle thought of his best safety tip yet. Safety tip number 101. Always stick with your buddy. They do their best work together, don't they? Do you have a buddy you like to do things with? All right, Red class, how about if we go downstairs and go check out the chrysalises, see how they're doing? Come on, let's go. Here is a close-up of the chrysalises. Can you see what they look like? They're pretty interesting. What colors do you see on the chrysalises? I see a little bit of brown and orange and white and black. What color do you think these butterflies are going to be when they hatch? Also, do you see those little dried up brown fuzzy things next to the chrysalises, some of them? Those are actually the caterpillar's skin that they molted off. That means the caterpillars got so big that they had to crawl out of their old skin and make new skin, new bigger skin. All right. Thank you for watching this video today, Red class. I will see you next time. Bye.